Welcome to SheinCuisine. This episode is being prepared on New Year's Eve, and I'm going to throw together a very nice, quick and easy cheater's version of sweet and sour spare ribs. And this is all done in a pan. You don't need to deep fry it in any way. It comes out great. It's not 100% correct, but it is the way that I've developed, and I think you're going to enjoy it. So we're going to get started. First thing we need to do is get a bowl. We're going to make a batter, and it's a very simple batter. You just need flour, and this is a typical store pack of spare ribs. I don't know how many pounds it is. It's not small, but it's about that big. It's pretty large. So we'll make put a bit of flour, maybe that much batter. We're going to need to put an egg in it. And I need milk. We're going to put salt, pepper, and the next ingredient is just garlic powder. You can leave this out if you're not a garlic fan. Just going to stir that up. Pour some milk in it. We want a light batter, something that's going to coat and stick to the ribs. Okay, we're just going to put that aside for a minute. And then we need to just cut the ribs now. Again, cutting the ribs is a no-brainer. Don't cut yourself. Cut between the bones. And when you get to the pieces that don't have bones, just try to make them about the same size as everything else. That way they'll go nicely. Alright, I'm going to cut up the rest of these, and then we'll show you the next step. Okay, the ribs are all cut up. The next step is pretty simple. Take the ribs, throw them into the batter. And just give them a good toss around, get them all coated. And there we go. And we'll move to the next step, is just cooking these up. The next step is to fry these up. I'm going to use a Teflon pan this time. I don't really cook with Teflon very often. This meal is going to want to stick a lot to the pan, so depends on your aggravation factor and how you can handle it. But I've got a pan, olive oil, that's what I normally use to cook, and it's on medium-low heat right now, and the pan is at temperature. So we're just going to put the ribs in. They're well coated, so we'll just put them in like this. It's going to look kind of odd. It's going to sit there like almost like a huge pancake. We're just going to spread them out. Get them to lay flat-ish as best we can. In a perfect world, you'd have a pan that would be big enough, or maybe not so many ribs, so that you could get them all to lay flat at one time. But you don't want to be tossing this around too many times once it starts to cook. And I'll show you why in a minute. So we're going to cover that up. And just put the heat up a bit. And we'll come back in a couple of minutes and just check on it. we'll see how they go. It's been about 8 minutes. We're going to just give these a toss. Well, maybe not a toss. We're just going to take a look, see how they're going. And they're going well. They're not sticking, which is the important thing. And I think I'm just going to let them go a bit longer with the cover on. Okay, spending another couple of minutes. We're going to give them a bit of a toss right now. And this is where you'll see that as you do this, it's not easy to keep the batter on. You can try. I don't really worry about it. I'll just give them a toss like this. The batter sticks, the batter sticks. If it doesn't, the batter ends up tasting just as good all on its own later on anyway. So try and give them all a turn. And we're going to be turning them again anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Try and get them as many as you can. That seems to be it. And we'll let it go a bit more. The trick is to keep an eye on the heat. If you see it's getting burnt, turn it down, obviously, and don't let it get that far. These are looking like they need a bit more heat right now, so it's probably still, it's below medium still. Give it a bit more. I just don't want them to burn. It's time to give these another quick stir and to check the progress, make sure they're not burning. Oh, and they're looking like they're coming nice. You can see there's a couple there that just are still showing signs of being pretty undercooked. So we're just going to keep going at this. Try and move them around. Try and get the ones that are not cooking into more of the center of the pan where probably the heat is better. And we'll let these go and check back on them again. It's time to give them another stir. Check on the progress. And they're looking pretty good. And you'll find it's the big chunks, the big ends of the spare ribs that are having problems cooking out. The little ones are pretty much done. So just let it keep going. Again, it's medium to medium-low heat, and the slower you cook it, the more tender they're going to be. We're going to give these one more turn, and just make sure everything's cooking evenly. And I think we're just going to let this go for another 5 minutes. And then we're going to make the special super secret sauce. You'll never guess what's in it. Or maybe you will. I think these are done now. They look really good. So in case you haven't guessed what the secret ingredient is for my sweet and sour sauce, it's, again, ketchup. Sorry, it's easy, it's fast, it's tasty. Just put a bunch in. On top of that, throw some brown sugar. and a drizzle of vinegar. Heat on, toss them around. Brown sugar is going to caramelize, and it's going to coat everything. It's going to stick really nice, and it's going to look amazing, and it's going to taste amazing. So we're just going to let that simmer for a minute or two, just like that, and then we'll put it on a plate. That was pretty simple. It took about half an hour in the pan.